I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. Rain, sleet, or snow, Pregaming remains good to go. That's how we get down, that's how we get after it. We're having ourselves an afternoon. Appreciate everybody that is part of our enhanced membership package. We appreciate you guys. Of course, love to see all kinds of members, all kinds of gifted donos here, but we are having a day, boys and girls. We are having a spot today. We got 2 RBIs, not 1, but 2. Gave out the Bobby Witt to our enhanced members. Over on the Pimp Slap POD account, I gave out the Bregman RBI, Alex Bregman. So that's a 165 and a 145 that cashed for us. We got the Cleveland and under 8.5. I think that was like plus 115. And we're sweating out this Boston Red Sox game now. So Nasty Nate, I need the Red Sox to smash, not get smashed, not at home, not to close out a series here. You lost 3 in a row. Man, yesterday's loss, what a pathetic situation with these Red Sox, but it's only 2-1. 2 errors doesn't help for these Red Sox. But we're on our way. We got ourselves a nice little night tonight. And you know we're going to go live Thursday nights. That's when we do our damage here. We're going to partner up with our friend Razor Sharp Picks. We'll be popping off, I don't know, probably like 9:15. It's a late one, 9:30. But it's a big game. The Timberwolves and the Grizzlies will battle it out for playoff implications. Tough to find these spots as we get down to the last week between both the NHL and the NBA, but we got to get ready to go here. Well, we've got ourselves going. I added a play. We've got 4 plays in the NHL. We'll go Rangers and Islanders, Carolina and Washington, Nashville and Utah. Added in the Florida Panthers game. Probably could have added in that Sabres and Columbus game. Then we're going to move over to Major League Baseball. There's only 1 game on the spot. We're going to hit it. We're going to talk about that Phillies and Braves series. Man, what a tough spot for the Braves last night. Then we're going to finish her off with 2 NBA games. We got Cleveland and the Pacers. We've got Minnesota and Memphis. And I think that'll do it. I think that's going to do it for the evening. So thank you guys all for coming in to check it out. Man, we've been having a day. I hope these Red Sox can come back for us here. I don't like that they're down to the bottom of the order and the bottom of the 7th, but that just means the big boys can come back and swing the big bats. But it's been a good day. It's been a good day thus far. I think the RBI formula is kicking in now. We're starting to get some for us. And so look out, get ready, get set. It's time for us to go. Oh, no, not what I want to see. I'm going to probably be lagging here a little bit. We've moved over to the Wi-Fi for some reason. Fairly good. Try plugging into the router. I am plugged into the router. We'll fight through it. We do what we do. We battle on a daily basis. And speaking of battling, we need to battle this YouTube algorithm. You guys know the deal. Again, appreciate those that are giving memberships, getting memberships. We appreciate and love the enhanced members. But what we got to do now is we got to have you guys hit that thumbs up button. That's the biggest thing you can do to help. We'll talk about some of the other things that are going on out there. We might as well take a second while I'm refreshing this internet cycle. Hit that thumbs up. You close the chat, smack the thumbs up, pop the chat back open. We'll get to work. There it is. There it is. Man, we've been firing up. This has been a great week. I know you guys have been having a good week. I've been having a good week. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up for this. This card has been today's baseball card, despite being early. That's been phenomenal. I almost gave out the Angels. I don't know why I canceled it. I don't know. I played it. They smacked them 11-1 over Tampa Bay. Sirianni comes through, battling against Zach Lytle. Let's see what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I feel like we dodged a little bit of a bullet yesterday. It wasn't the best of days, but we still finished out okay. Look, heartbreaking loss. Dallas loses. Let me see something here. Yeah, I thought that was the case. Camera looks better now. Shame on me. I was laughing about that Dallas loss the other night. Sad to say, Calgary and the Ducks 1-0 after the second period. Somehow lose the under 6.5. That's a kick in the nuts. And then the Rangers are battling. They can't figure out a way to get it done against them Flyers. So and then of course, St. Louis is up over Edmonton. Edmonton comes back and wins that game on top of insult to injury. Atlanta loses again to the Phillies. Boston finds a way to blow it again, 2-1. And the Dodgers couldn't come through on the run line. But, look, we did have some victories across the card there. We had some spots with Tampa Bay. The Rays did find a way yesterday, 5-4. They outgunned them Angels. They were up the whole way. It just a little leaky at the end. And a good day in the NBA. We had the under. We added the Lakers and Dallas game under 227 cash for us. And then Denver, changing of coaches, changing of the guard, -4.5, 8-point victory for the Nuggets. And so we're going to move on. And we're up today, which is way better than being down. No chase necessary, but we will get fired up for the late night. I've got a nice little same game parlay that I'm working on here for the NBA spot later tonight. But it is time that we get to business. So you guys know the deal. Lots of content out there for you guys to check out right now. We've got the first strike has been shot. 3 plays, big bombs out there for you guys to check out. Subhuman Gaucho MMA. Jeff and I gave you guys our first looks to cook the books. We rolled in. We've got the VB MMA show. We've got the rugby plays out there. The rugby guys went 2-0 last week. They got their first win already this week with them Dolphins. We've got the Masters, a little golf tournament called the Masters. And all our guys are firing. Everybody's firing right now. Corey Connors. I got this guy for a top 20 at +165. Gave that out on the video. Just a couple strokes back. Justin Rose is probably the talk of the tournament right now with the way that he fired off on his card today. There's always somebody that goes streaking up the board, and unfortunately, it's not my guy. That's unfortunate. But it's all water under the bridge. It is go time. You guys know the deal. Get that pen and paper out. The best chat in the goddamn social media universe assembles right here. They're giving their best bets. They're giving their favorite looks. And it's time for you guys to make sure you put your best bets out there too. Want to recognize what you guys are on. Appreciate everybody that has tuned in, and let's get to it. Let's get to work. Not a big card, but I think a profitable card. Man, I tell you, I got one eye sitting on this Red Sox Blue Jays game. Runner on first, 1 out. I was back and forth, and then I just saw a tremendous line movement in the Red Sox direction. Kind of seemed like the sharp bettors knew something. I'd like to have a nice sweep today. Wouldn't it be nice to have just a afternoon sweep with, almost everything was plus money. And decent plus money, not like plus 102s, right? Let's see what happens. Do appreciate you guys, though, that do become members. Some of you guys have asked. You go down there at the bottom by the comments. You hit that little $sign, hit memberships, find that silver or gold. Just a couple of dollars more a month. You guys asked us for more plays. We're giving you more plays when the shows aren't going on out there for a couple of bucks more. We'll give you some enhanced cards, some VIP cards, some premium cards. Speaking of premium here, our guy Joe T. Man, this dude got lobstered down there in Florida. Woo! Can't be using SPF 5, Jover. For an over guy, I'm surprised he would. Fair skin. He wouldn't go out to an SPF 50 to start this vacation off. But he's coming in, and he's giving us a play. And he's giving us the over 6 in the Rangers and Islanders for our guy Jover. Much appreciated. That's dedication. Coming in well away with the fam. And he's still sharing best bets with you guys. Gerald Jones is on his heater. He's got 33 and 20. He likes the Red Wings and Florida under 5.5. I love you guys, man. I'm on both those plays. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We'll talk more about them as we get there. Stop Geo Engineer is in the house. Has anyone got a line on John Daly to win the green jacket? I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a better chance that Tiger Woods wins the green jacket. Redbeard's here. Patrick SB Groovy Alien says, cheers, everyone. And Pimp Slap Joe W. My man's rocking with us here. Redbeard says, let's go, Jays. Eat shit, Redbeard. We need the Red Sox. Although I could get down with them sweeping this thing. Cameron Sinet likes this Frozen 4, man. Penn State. PSU. The Nittany Lions. I probably should have prepped a little bit more on that, huh? Look, here's what you need to know about Penn State. The Pagulas. Well, Terry Pagula, graduate of that fine university, gets himself millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And what's he do out there? He says, you know what we need? I'm going to buy the Sabres. I'm going to buy the Bills. And you know what Penn State needs? Penn State needs a hockey team. So let's get a Penn State hockey program. You know what they're going to need if they have a hockey team? They're going to need an arena. So let's give you some money for an arena too. That's what Pagulas have done, is invested in Penn State. And now they're in the Frozen 4, just a couple of wins away from lifting the championship. So I like some Penn State. Yeah, I'm a little biased, but I do think that's a program that has a capital infusion. And it's oil tycoons that are making that infusion. So you got to respect it. Got to look to that. Robert McCormick's here. Old E's in the house. Nasty Nate says, fuck the Blue Jays. Nasty Nate, fuck the Red Sox, dude. Come on. I need this Red Sox win. Red Sox are going to find themselves on that shit list right below the Mets if they can't figure it out here. I know that's going to chap some ass. Lexicon's ready to go. Kenny Wood. What's up, Kenny Wood? Thanks for the look in the Guardians game, he says. Yeah, man. It was good money. You know, I like the run line. The thing about that run line was it was still like minus 115. So we turned that into a, you know, not only did we got it at what, plus 115, and we adjusted we almost teased the total on the run line from 7 to 8.5, and it ended up at 7. So I think we extracted the plus money out of that thing the best way that it could be done. So Old E went on an absolute tear yesterday. Back to reality today. That happens. You know, you always got to be kind of mindful, right? After you strike the bookies, you got to be careful not to give it all back. Gerald Jones says, new Bluetooth speaker from the bookies. Nice day. Kansas City under Cleveland run line. Cleveland under on the live under. Toronto, Boston live under 5. And 3. What is that? From third round inning? I'm sure I screwed that up. That doesn't sound right as I say it out loud. Big Scott 510's in the house says, what's good, Pimp and Sports Money Crew? Got 3 plays for tonight from our guy, Big Scott 510. He's getting ready for UFC 314. I'm sure of it. He likes the Rangers money line, the Phillies first 5 money line, and Harper over 1.5 bases. Says, let's get this money. Redbridge's agreeing. He likes a little Harper action. He likes a Harper ribeye at plus 175. Luke Kennard over 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists for the Futon Bets. Peter Gracia is here. He says, something like you have the Sox under. Yeah, I'm on the under as well. But I'm on the damn Sox, man. This is how you end up on the shit list. Can't find the right way to play you. Now they're in the 8th inning. Again, one eye on it. Want the sweep. Want the sweep. Gerald Jones says, I'm both pitcher K props over 5.5. Same game parlay. Atlanta Philly game plus 160. Kelly V's in the house. It's Gunther, and she's looking for the birthday goal for Gunther in Utah. Let's go. Bomb.com's here. Justin McCalvey's in the house. So sports money is money. Appreciate you guys all coming in ready to roll with us here. Laker Boy 1 says, thanks, Angels. That was easy. That was easy. That was real easy. Can't believe I took it off the list. I didn't want to give you guys 4 or 5 plays. I just thought, like, here's the ones that I like the most, but let's see what happens. Tarek B's up in this piece. He says a lot of steam coming in on the Braves. I'm giving Lazardo the upper hand. Damon Waring's in the house. Good to see Damon back up in here. Peter Gracia says, have the under. Grab live Toronto plus 240. Top sets here with us tonight. And Joe Dub. He's giving us the blessings on the card with the $9.99 super sticker. Cheers to my guy, Joe Dub, up in this piece. Let's go, my man. Blessing our action, getting us ready to roll. Let's go. Topside says, looking for some winners today from the sharp cappers here. They are sharp as a tack, my friend. It's going to be a good spot to be. Redbeard says, hey, no Mets on the shit list. Might be the Red Sox that take their place. It very well might be. Kelly V says, Utah still playoff hopes or eliminated? Still playoff hopes. Still playoff hopes, you guys. Let's get to it. Turkey says hockey over in the Raiders game, over in the Caps game, and under in the Stars game. We'll start with the play that I added. How about that? How about we start with the late ad here? And it is going, whoops, let me see here. Let me pull up the old goalie dashboard. Get our goalie dashboard assembled and ready to go. Let me just make sure this is screwed up the power setting, the cord setting on my microphone. So sometimes, you know it, man. This is a live betting evening. So we are already cocked in. We are already firing. Anyhow, first game we're going to talk about, I don't have any interest in that Boston-Chicago game. I mean, that's the battle of two shitbags. And you got, even worse than that, you got Soderblom and Swayman. Probably should go way over, which means it ends up under. I just didn't have a read on that one. I am going to look at the Red Wings and the Florida Panthers here. The Red Wings coming in just a week ago, having beaten the Florida Panthers. Cam Talbot in goal. The Red Wings still alive, I guess. I mean, we took Montreal Canadiens the other night. I thought that would have shut the door, but look, hasn't. And they're going back to Talbot, 2.85 goals against average. Has been playing to great form, though. So here's the thing. 2.85 goals against average and 90.4% save percentage. Lately, his last 4 games, he's 2.0 goals against average, a 93.4% save percentage. That's a buy indicator. The question is, how are we going to buy? Not going to buy on the Red Wings, specifically because their expected goals against their actual production just don't line up for me. We have the Panthers busted up the Maple Leafs. By the way, he had a great look on the Maple Leafs yesterday. He was dialed into that series. Talked exactly about when they changed Wool and they moved that goaltending situation around there, that they wanted that game against Tampa. They didn't care about the Florida game. And it has a lot to do with positions and standings, and they got that win. Toronto did. But the Florida Panthers got it against them the day prior. On the other side of things, Bobrovsky will start for the Florida Panthers. They're ace in the hole. He's got a 2.51 goals against average, a 90.7% save percentage, and he has been playing to better form as of late as well. And what's at stake for the Florida Panthers? They need this third place spot in the Atlantic Division. They don't want to have to get themselves into that wild card position. So it is all things point to go out there. You got a defense. This is a playoff matchup. This is playoff time. This might as well be game 7 of this first round series between these two teams. And what does that mean? That means we stop shots. We get in front of them. We block them. We play selfish hockey. We do not let them get second rebound chance opportunities. And we hope our goaltenders can come through. Both goaltenders are playing in top form. Last but not least, it is Thursday. And we know the Florida Panthers on a Thursday are an under. And we'll lock it in. 5.5 is the under for this first game in Florida. The Florida Panthers, the under. It's a match made in heaven when it's Thursdays. And it's a reasonable price tag as well. So we'll take Florida Panthers here to start the show. Whoops. Oh, I didn't have a graphic for that one. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Let's go to game number 2. Let's talk about the Rangers and the Islanders. This is one of those, if the tree falls in the woods and no one's there, does it make a sound? I mean, does anybody care about this game? The thing is, they did have Jonathan Quick go last night. This is the second leg of a back-to-back, so we potentially have a depleted New York Rangers team. They were scoring goals. They just couldn't outscore the Philadelphia Flyers, which is incredibly impressive. And these guys are still holding on to the hope of all hope. 8-5 loss last night. They got 4 games left on this New York Rangers side of things here, and I don't want to say they're not. I don't know what to say about Shesterkin coming back in here. They want this game. Here's the thing about a team that's clinching on to playoff hopes. If it's tied in the third period, out comes that goaltender, and in goes the puck. And who's it going to go in against? Well, not if he's not in the net, but Marcus Hogberg. Who the fuck is Marcus Hogberg? Well, he's a 2.4-2 goaltender, 2.62 goals against average, and 90.7% save percentage. He also had to go in there in a relief effort the other night, and he got busted up. He allowed 3 goals on 9 shots. That was a 7-6 game. That was the Nashville Predators. Sorokin couldn't find a way to stop that Nashville Predators team, a Nashville Predators team that has effectively spit the pit, finds a way to come out on top 7-6 over this New York Islanders team here and, mash it all up, put it all together in the blender. Look at where some sharp action's coming in. The sharp action respected bettor report is coming in on the over in this game. And I'm going to take that over as well. I got the 6. No reason not to get involved here. Like I said, the thing about teams that are desperate for playoff hopes, goalies come out. And if they're tied or they're tight, if they're down, doesn't matter. Goalies are out of this thing here, and I think this is a good opportunity for us to see goals. We saw that the Islanders, who I would be concerned of living up to their end of the bargain, well, you know what? We see that they fired off pucks. They let pucks in, and the Rangers, desperate. Desperate teams are dangerous. That leads to goal scoring. I think that's a good spot for us here. Kelly V says the Rangers are 8-2 in the series, but ain't betting that squad over instead. Absolutely. That's how I feel too. They're not done yet. They're still alive by, I think, the slimmest of margins. Let me look. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure they're still. I mean, it doesn't look good. That's for sure. And same thing to be said for the Islanders. Both these teams are hanging on. Islanders, Blue Jackets, and Rangers still not eliminated. Sharp respected betting did come in and tack on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets did get sharp respected betting. We're going to look at this Carolina-Washington game here. I'll tell you this right now. This is a Carolina spot for me. Carolina's got to get the job done. And they were in a look-ahead spot the other night against the Sabres. Don't read into that Sabres game. Don't let that one fool you. I care about Buffalo. Buffalo's eliminated from the playoffs. They were looking ahead to this Washington game. This is the game after Oldie sets the record. Carolina has the benefit here with, Frederik Andersen, their ace in the hole, versus Charlie Lindgren on the Capital side of things. If this was in Carolina, I'd be all over the under. Capital of the East Coast unders. It's not. It's in Washington. And again, going to Charlie Lindgren here, he's 2.73 goals against average. Frederik Andersen, 2.11 goals against average. And Freddie Andersen's fresh and rested. Obviously, it was a 3-0 loss to the Sabres. Not a good look. But despite Andersen's struggles, he allowed 5 goals on 27 shots. They lost that game 5-1 to the Bruins. I got this little suspicion here, the sneaky suspicion. Capitals have lost 5 of their last 7 games. The Capitals are not out here trying to be aggressive, lighting the world on fire and trendsetters. The Capitals are coming into this thing thinking, let me just get out of this and get us into the playoffs without anybody getting injured or doing anything drastic or dramatic to disrupt the apple cart. So that's the way we're going to attack it. And I love the spot here for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. It's a little pricey. And the price is telling you that this is going to be a spot where Carolina should win this game. The books are expecting it. Believe I got a 145. Let me check. I know it's a little pricey. This isn't one of those spots where I'm looking to sacrifice or chance a regulation situation. I don't care how this game ends. It's 152. That's probably the most juice I've given out as a show pick here. Now, part of it's because we're having a good day, but the line continues to move towards Carolina. We've got 0.6% CLB now. The best odds you can find are minus 156, and it continues to swell. By 7:30, this thing probably be a 160, 165 price tag. Here's the thought process, though. If you take Carolina -1 to get the juice down, and they end up getting a 1-goal game because they are an under team, you pushed. If you take them in regulation and it goes to overtime, you lost. But Carolina needs this game. This was why they lost that Sabres game. We were on the Sabres. We got them at plus 190. We knew this was the spot that they had. Poor scheduling in the makeup here, and it is Carolina for me. I hate to be fucking Kool-Aid man here with all this juice, but look, there's only a couple games left. So this is the way we have to fire it. And I don't want the push. I want the win. I'm not going to get too cute with it. It's still, I mean, look, come from the world of UFC betting. Sometimes I'll lay down a minus 190. So I'm not too concerned. I'm not too perplexed by this. Kelly D says winners have covered the, what happened there? Winners have covered the puck line 8 of 10 Winnipeg Jets Dallas games. Dallas Duchesne to get a point. Tage Thompson to get a point. It's probably a good looking spot as well. Like I said, the sharp prospective bettors are coming in and betting on Columbus. They can have it. Come on, boys. Come on. I deserve it. I deserve a sweep. Don't I? I'm a good fucking sport about it. Let's go to this last game. And again, the common theme here, trying to find teams that still have some relevance in what they're doing. Ergo, the reason we're not talking about the Blackhawks or the Blackhawks and the the Bruins. Winnipeg Jets and Dallas Stars. Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger popping this game off. Hellebuck and Ottinger. Probably. So I told you already, I think Colorado and Tampa are the teams that make the finals. Not really splitting. I mean, everything's been so goddamn chalk. It just makes sense. That being said, these two teams this is a playoff battle between these two guys here, the Jets and Dallas. The thing about Dallas, this is the game after they allowed 3 goals in the last minute of the game to lose to the Vancouver Canucks. So should they be motivated to come back and kind of knock that out of there, knock that bad taste out of their mouth? Probably. And Ottinger's been playing well, 38 of 41 saves. It was a 3-2 overtime loss to the Minnesota Wild. Probably has an under feel to it, right? I can't see. I mean, both these teams are under teams anyways. Dallas at home is an under. Winnipeg's an under. I can't see any other way but under in that game. I can see why people want to get behind Dallas. Again, if you're playing the motivation theory, the motivation's got to be knock that taste out of their mouths. But the line has come way down from minus 142 to minus 117. I guess you're getting Dallas at a discount now. All that money coming in, 78% of the bet, 79% of the cash coming in on the over. Hasn't moved. It's still sitting at 5.5. I think it's got an under feel to it. Got an under feel to it. I'm going to look at this Nashville and Utah game. UC Saros. Karl Vejmelka will start for the Utah Mammoth. And they're still holding on to hopes. They're not officially eliminated yet either. However, the Predators are, and they just had that big overtime win against the New York Islanders. Saros is their go-to guy. He's their number one, but he's just 18, 30, and 6 on the season with a 2.97 goals against average. 89.4% save percentage is pretty awful. Not a lot of heart in that team. I mean, you got your starting goaltender. He's considered serviceable. He made 15 of 17 saves in his last start against Montreal. They still lost. I don't have a lot of faith in this team here. And I did see on the other side of things, right? Utah plays the Kraken the other night, and they cracked the Kraken 7-1. That was the second leg of a back-to-back. Kraken now 0-13 in second leg of back-to-backs. Utah going to their go-to guy, and Vejmelka is 25, 21, and 7. Part of the reason behind that, Connor Ingram has remained. Well, Connor Ingram is rehabbing something. I don't think it's his knee. But Vejmelka's been playing well. 18 of 19 saves. That was that 7-1 win over the Kraken. 2.51 goals against average. Why not? Utah's still fighting. I'm pretty sure Utah's done. Let me just double check here. I mean, they should be done. It's still that Arizona Coyotes team, after all, when it's all said and done. But, do they officially have the X for eliminated? Yes, they do. Now they're done. Here we go. Nashville and Utah both officially eliminated. This game doesn't mean anything. These guys are ready for vacation. They got their new golf clubs coming in. They're ready to roll. And they're certainly not going to step in front of any firing torpedoes trying to go out there and be a hero, trying to save the day and stop these shots. So this is just a shit game. And the shit game to me just leads into no heart on either side of things and no real desire to go out there and produce pucks. Give me the under. The under 6. So the hockey recap, we got ourselves on a Rangers over, a Nashville under, a Carolina spot, and an under in the Florida Panthers. 2 unders, an over, and a Carolina outright spot with a little bit of juice on it. That's 4 games in the NHL. 4 spot in the NHL. Top set says, how about a parlay piece? I would use them as a parlay piece. I wouldn't use Utah or Nashville as a parlay piece. I would use Carolina as a parlay piece if you want. There you go. It's a fair number. It's a fair spot. Kelly V disagrees with the Utah under. That's the beauty of having to see the game. Hey, it happens. We'll see. Who's going to score? And what's the motivation? You got to show me the stats on the birthday angle. Is it over? Has anybody scored a goal on their birthday this year? And that being said, who's going to score for Nashville? I don't know. I just kind of feel like Nashville got that win against the Islanders. The conversation that was being had was it was unprofessional for them just to continue to throw it away and not try. Going right back to that Flyers game that we had a couple of days ago. So they shut everybody up. They came out there. They won that Islanders game. That's it. Season's over. They tried to put a nail in the coffin of the New York Islanders. If anything, can you build off it? I don't know. We'll see. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Runners on first and third in the Blue Jays and Red Sox game. Let's go. Let's have ourselves. All right, that's a fair comeback. We got a tie game. Who was it? It's baseball season. You know the deal is. Who was it? This is a game of who was it? Yeah. Let's go. God, why didn't we lie about him? Because we're already on him? Is that the answer? Is the answer because we're already on him? It's a wild pitch, huh? Huh. Okay. Let's go. We deserve a sweep. We do. We work hard. We grind every single day. Could use a sweep here. Speaking of sweeps, let's talk about this Braves and Philadelphia Phillies game. We've got Luzardo coming to the bump. He has had an incredible start to his season. Going forward, I'll start to add pitcher performance and ERAs on the calendar here. Luzardo 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA. And it's Schwellenbach. And he's had a pretty good season out there, 1-0 with a 0 ERA. However, the Braves have not, right? The Braves just cannot find a way to battle down here. They did win the first game of the series, 7-5. They showed some heart. They lost last night 4-3. So here we go. 7:15 p.m. start. 7:15. We're going to get into this thing here. And it's the last game. It's an island game in Major League Baseball. Somewhat of a theory. Maybe it's practical application. The island games, when the public's hammering on a spot, you want to be cognizant or at least aware of it. And that's what we have here. 54% of the bets and 65% of the cash have come in on the Phillies. And guess what they did? They made it more attractive to bet. We see all your money coming in, and it's an island game, and the public loves the Phillies in this case here. It went from plus 106 to plus 116, and the totals drop at 94% of the bets, 92% of the cash on the over. Everybody loves the over. It's going down. Do we have another tight battle? We do have two aces on the bump, if you will, here. Luzardo, of course, coming over from the Miami Marlins. Schwellenbach crawling out from a rock and finding himself in an Atlanta Braves jersey right off of day one. And away we go. I'll tell you, I'm on the Braves in this game. I mean, we could talk about a couple things here. You're a losing team, and you're a favorite in the first 15 games of the season. Now we're starting to get some useful data. First 15 games of the season, you're a losing favorite. The books know something. It's 136 and 76 in those positions. It's a 60 game. It's almost 2-1. It's almost 66%. We're just trying to use this headwind as a little bit of a budge or a little sway to try to give us an indicator. And if you're a shit team trying to bounce back against a good team, a big sample size of 555 and 399 games out there do show a pretty significant advantage. I think this is the somebody knows something game here. And somebody knows that this Atlanta Braves team is going to find a way to close this thing out. I don't know that, overall from a Philadelphia perspective, if you kind of look at what's going on with their, I mean, obviously there's a lot of great guys, right? Yesterday we talked about Castellanos, and Castellanos is the guy that goes out there and makes the magic happen. A little disappointing not to have a ribeye on this guy. No ribeyes for me in this game. I don't really see enough of a flex, right? I mean, can't just be throwing those things out everywhere. There's a formula. There's got to be a system in place to make it happen. We're 2-0 today with RBIs. And we're up almost, 3 units? 3.1 units on it by trying to be careful and thread the needle. Philadelphia does move on to St. Louis. So this is the getaway game for them. They'll have 3 games in St. Louis before they go back home against San Francisco to pop off the series next week. So could they lose focus? Could they take their eye off the ball? I mean, they do have starter versus, this is a gunner. This is a gun fest. My inclination is to say that Luzardo's pitched beyond his capability. I love that he's doing it in Philadelphia. I don't think he does it tonight. And then again, we go to the bullpen. And who do I think has the bullpen advantage? Well, I think it's the Phillies. I think at the end of the day, I think it's the Braves. I think the Phillies bullpen's still a mess. They still got it. And I'm not a big fan of their closer. So give me the Braves. Close this series out. See what happens. J-Dub, there's a lot of great guys. Some say the best guys. I look at this guy. I said, this guy's a really good guy. Maybe I shouldn't do that here. I do think it's a lower scoring game, too. Kelly V's got some more hockey looks for us, too. This is Colorado. Last home game, Colorado in regulation, Vegas in regulation, 2 goals each in regulation. Tage Thompson point. 2 goals each in regulation. I'll just leave that up there. Let you guys digest that. I'd love some of the looks. I'll tell you. I'll read one off to you guys for fun. Afternoon of watching the Masters and a couple friends over, having a couple pops here, a couple of cocktails. And so we did fire on an NHL parlay. I'll read it off to you guys. I'll share. Caring is sharing. Sharing is caring. It's the over 5.5 in the Rangers. Carolina Hurricanes. The under 6.5 in the Nashville game. Vegas minus 1.5. There's that Vegas spot. When they win at home, they win by, it's still 18-0. They haven't been winning at home. And then the under 6.5 in that Anaheim Ducks Kings game. Some of those are adjusted. But that is 14-1 for an NHL parlay that I put together. So you want to tail that? Go back and listen to it. Check it out. All right, let's move into the NBA. Get the bow on the show and get ourselves rested up for a 9:30 pop. I imagine we pop off. What time's that NBA game start? Let's start there. Let's get to the bottom of this thing here, huh? 9:30. So I'd imagine we pop off around quarter after. Around quarter after sounds like that makes sense. Keep yourselves posted. Keep the notifications turned on because when we put those updates out there, you want to not miss out. Cleveland and the Pacers. The talk of the day has been that the Cleveland Cavaliers are sitting everybody. I would counter that sitting everybody with the fact that this team has some depth. For sure. And if you want some proof and some example, look back to November, December. Everybody was hurt. Green was hurt. Garland was, everybody was hurt. And they were still beating the shit out of everybody because they're deep. And this line, despite everybody sitting, only moved like 1.5 points. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird. My boy's a huge Pacers fan, and he was like, "You still think the Pacers are going to struggle today?" I said, "I don't think they're going to cover a 10-pack here. 50% of the bets and 58% of the cash are on the Pacers." It's kind of skewed because of the fact that, the injury analysis has come through. The total, 230.5, has moved up to 234.5 with 86% of the bets and 88% of the cash popping in on this thing. And, recent performance. Look at these two teams. This is a tough game to get involved with. Just from the hop. I wouldn't take the Pacers, even though everybody says, "Oh, the Pacers should smash. Look at this lineup." That's the first thing that gets you mind fucked when it comes to betting in the NBA. I'm choosing to take a peek at this over. Again, the depth of the Cavaliers. We had 3 straight overs for the Pacers. Then they have an under. And that was against the Washington Wizards. So with all due respect, back to a step up in class and a team that does find pace are those Pacers. Question is, can the Cavaliers do it? And I believe, here's the motivation factor for this one. The second stringers are coming in, a.k.a. the scrubs, even though they're not entirely scrubs. They have something to prove with a team that's going to be number 1 overall in the NBA and trying to fight for position to get themselves in the lineup. So reality is, I think we see scoring here. Not only that, but when the Pacers are playing a team in their own conference and they didn't cover the spread on the previous game, they find themselves in a situation where the books don't entirely know how to adjust and they overcorrect. And they overcorrect on the direction of points. And the points lead to the total, and the total leads to the over. 70, 21, and 6 are teams in that position there, the Pacers particularly. When they're fighting off an opponent in this position here, and they didn't cover their previous game. And that's 19 points against the Wizards. They sandbagged it for us in this game to get involved in the over. And the over number that I picked up for this game is 234. This number's on the climb. It is climbing. I see 234.5 now. It's a big number considering the narrative is everybody's out for the Cavs. Somebody knows something? Maybe. Are there going to be points scored? I think there will be. I think that's the way we're going to approach this game. Let's take the Cavaliers. Let's move on, and let's close this thing up here. Not the largest of cards tonight, but still plenty of meat on the bone for us to get paid here. We'll close this one off. A meaningful game, I believe, in the NBA. It's got to be meaningful here because of the situation with recent performance. And it's a battle. And it's the battle that we're going to put out there on the live show. If they're going to play for something, we might as well get involved with it here. Look, overall, I think it's a situation of not wanting to be in the play-in game is what it comes down to. It's kind of like the wild card situation that we talked about in the NHL. Memphis is in 6th. They're a game ahead of the 8th place Timberwolves. 1 game. So it could come down to tiebreakers. Should you worry about Memphis coming in motivated if they're 1 game behind Memphis? Should Minnesota be, you know what I'm saying? Should you be worried about Minnesota's motivation when they're 1 game behind? And Minnesota just fucked up against the Bucks. So the motivation is not getting in the play-in game and beating this team that you're 1 game behind right now. That being said, the Timberwolves have won 6 of their last 10, so you kind of do have a little bit of the hot hand. The Grizzlies won 4 of their last 10, so there's a little bit of an advantage on that side of it. Memphis has won 3 in a row, and Zach Edey's been standing on his fucking head. It's a tricky game. It's absolutely a battle here. We talked yesterday about the point differential. Man, it's tight. It's 4.9 to 4.5. Like yesterday, we had that situation with Denver where they were like 3.1 points, I believe, was the point differential ahead. I was like, all right, with what's on the line, this one's tight. Memphis 4.9, Minnesota 4.5. Memphis scores, Minnesota plays defense. Memphis averages 121.7 points a game. Minnesota's defense averages 109.4 points a game allowed. I believe and despite what happened with Houston in the Florida Gators game, I believe that defense wins championships. We do have some trends. Trends are our friends. Some would say the best trends. The Memphis Grizzlies are 0-9 against the spread after a game they were favored by more than 6 points. 0-9 finds themselves in that situation tonight. And on the other side of things, call it an intersecting data point here. The Minnesota Timberwolves fall under an NBA trend, right? So we talk about like player and coach trends. We talk about team specific trends, and then we talk about like the NBA as a whole. The Memphis trend's a team specific trend, obviously. 0-9, favored by more than 6 points. Here's an NBA wide trend. Teams on the 5th or greater road games win. Surprising as it may be, you would think they get road wary, but it's not the case. It's the opposite. NBA is the ultimate head fake. It really is. 280 to 189. You got almost 100 game advantage in your back pocket. Teams on their 5th or greater road game does fall under this Minnesota Timberwolves situation. I took them on the money line. More to come. I've got a same game parlay I'm working on for this game. It's going to involve Edey. It's going to involve Gobert. I haven't figured out who else it's going to involve just yet, but it will involve a couple more, and it'll be a lot of fun to get after it. But give me this Minnesota Timberwolves team here. Again, the motivation. You're one game behind, and you just fucked up. You got to come in ready to fire. I realize I don't think I gave you guys the cash flow splits on this one here. But we do have the sharp respected buying report analyzing, identifying an opportunity to fire as well. Not the biggest edge or margin here, but they did flip from dogs to favorites with 47% of the bets and 54% of the cash on the Timberwolves. The total's dropping. 234 has dropped to 231.5 with 83% of the bets and 82% of the cash on the over. So a little reverse line movement to the under. You know, I love my unders and my favorites correlated. This is a great spot, I think, for this Minnesota Timberwolves here, especially when you're looking at that kind of marginal ping pong between dogs and favorites. 55% of the bets and 60% of the cash have come in on the Timberwolves money line. It's gone from minus 110 to minus 124. So the headwinds are showing us this is a Timberwolves spot. I'll jump in on this Timberwolves shot. Shout out to Skunk Blaster. The scumbag play of the day is in. It's official, and it's here. Ja Morant, 3+3s. And the Stars money line at plus 320. There you go. Arnez Little. There's a new name I haven't seen before, my friend. Good to see you, Arnez. Thank you for checking us out. I love it, man. All you guys coming in here, sharing best bets, great looks, everything that we can try to do to work together to beat these books. We're going to disagree sometimes. That happens. But it's a lot of fun to see how it all comes together, how it all works its way out down the long run. And you'll be back to hang out with us live here tonight. 9:30, we'll pop off for this Minnesota-Memphis game. We'll see if I'm right or I'm wrong. 50-50 shot. There's no ties in basketball. I want to shout out to Algus. He upgraded his membership out there. An extra $5. Gets all them special enhanced plays that were leaking out throughout the day. Joe Dub, $9.99 with the super sticker, and Skunk Blaster with the not just a $4.99 dono, but gifting a play that he likes as well here tonight, you guys. Appreciate everybody spending the time with us. Let's get that money. If you haven't done so already, smash that thumbs up button. Hit that little dollar sign at the bottom of the board out there and get yourselves into the silver. We got a bunch of new members that have signed up here this past week, so that is fantastic. I'm going to run it again. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you guys here at 9:30 for the big NBA battle. Timberwolves, Grizzlies. Let's go.